Olyka Castle, the residence of the Radziwill princes. Olyka is a village in the Kivartsi district at the point where the Milovichka River flows into the Putilivka River, equidistant from the towns of Lutsk, Dubno, and Rivne. The name Olyka is first mentioned in the Ipatjevsky Chronicles of 1149 in connection with the internecine wars between the Grand Prince Iziaslav Mstislavovich and the Suzdal Prince Yuri Dolhuruki. Olyka was part of the Halych-Volyn Principality, and in the 1340s, together with the other Volyn territories, it became a part of the Great Lithuanian Principality. In the beginning, Olyka was under the Lithuanian hetman Petro Yakovich Bile, who was a Trotsky voivode and the headman of Lutsk. In 1513, Olyka became the property of the Radzivills, just at the time when Hannah, the granddaughter of Petro Bile, married Jan Radziwill. The next of the Radzivills, Mykola Chorny, or Black, inherited the title the Prince of Olyka and Nesvizh in 1547. The Radzivills, the most famous and most wealthy family of that day, were the uncrowned monarchs of Lithuania and Poland. In the first half of the 16th century, they obtained the title of Princes of the Holy Roman Empire. Many prominent people of that day came from that family, including, by 1747, 15 hetmans, 22 voivodes, 16 headmen, 5 parliament heads, 5 chamberlains, 8 chancellors, 5 vice-chancellors, 3 bishops, and 1 cardinal who, seemingly with the king's help, was able to become pope. The Olyka Castle, the former residence of the Radziwill princes, is a great and unique monument. It is located in the center of the village and covers a total area of 2.7 hectares. It is one of Ukraine's first square bastions and was built in 1564. Though some think the castle was there long before, by Mykola Radziwill, nicknamed Chorny or Black, the grandson of the Lithuanian prince Jan Radziwill and the daughter of the Lutsk headman Ivan Kishka. This 3-story square castle had 360 rooms and was reinforced with a bulwark and a stone wall with 4 bastions at its corners and was surrounded by a moat. There were 202 cannons on the bulwark and bastions of the castle, along with an arms storehouse which contained 6,000 cannonballs of various calibers. For its time, the castle was strongly fortified. In 1591, the Olyka castle was besieged by the Cossacks. When Mykola Radziwill made Olyka his residence, he considered not only its defense, but also its economic development. In the year the castle was founded, he requested the Magdeburg rights for the city, thus assuring its self-governing status, guaranteeing the rights of his citizens, and encouraging the development of trade and crafts. In 1702, the Swedes took Olyka by force, and in 1706, Petro I ordered that all the cannons on the castle bastions be removed and sent to arm the Russian army. The architectural arrangement of the Radziwill castle had been completed by 1793. The main palace had a gallery and balcony on the side facing the courtyard. On the first floor of the palace was a hall with 2 tiers of windows, 6 in total. In the hall were hanging portraits of the Radziwill princes. Proud alabaster emblems decked the walls. In the palace's chambers were many Zhovka tiled stoves for heating. Besides the portrait gallery, the castle also had various works of art on display, as well as numerous historical relics and documents. The palace was empty from 1793 to 1812, but from 1812 until the end of the 1830s, a Russian military hospital was housed there. Beginning in 1883, Ferdinand, a son of Prince Bohuslav, initiated the restoration of the castle. That work took nearly 30 years, and even then it was not completely finished. In the 1930s, upon the return of Olyka's last ruler, Prince János Radziwiłł, the rebuilding of the castle started anew. Repairs were made, and sewage, water, heating, and electrical systems were installed. The park around the castle was beautiful. During World War II, the castle was destroyed to a large extent, but the fire didn't reach the bulwarks, reinforced with brick walls, nor the bastions, but the buildings were almost completely burnt down. After 1945, certain castle buildings temporarily housed the state horse breeding station, but in the mid-1950s the buildings were taken over by the Volyn Mental Hospital, which is still located there. Many legends are still told about the Radziwiłł castle. Here's one of them. From time to time, on the wall of the castle where the oval hall once was, the indistinct image of a woman is said to appear. Some think it is the image of Hannah, the deceased daughter of the 15th century hetman Petro Yakovich Bile, while others think it's the image of one of the Radziwiłł daughters who died in the bloom of her youth in the 16th century. The legendary Olyka castle, the residence of the Radziwiłłs, despite the turbulent and destructive winds of history, still impresses us with its magnificence and perfection, and also exudes the atmosphere of ancient times.